Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play NetHack. Today we're going to be going through the game as a knight, and hopefully doing well. This video is basically made to try to help people out with NetHack, because this is not an easy game. Hopefully by watching this, you'll be able to do a bit better in your own games. So, yep, that's it. It might sound a little different than I have in previous Let's Plays because I'm trying out a new microphone. Or maybe I won't sound differently at all because I'm using my regular headset at the same time, and we'll just see which one works better. Anyway, so here, let's go. No, we will not. We're going to go in as a knight. Yeah, I know it's a little, kinda... I know that's the same one I did for my very first Let's Play back before I was doing these in ASCII, but it's still my best class, and it's a good one to start with. Alright, male. So this is a little bit of a backstory for the game. Not really much, but it's something. So our goal is to get the Amulet of Yendor. Yep. So that's just the beginning. We start on a staircase, and there's a scroll there. Interesting. Oh, be careful. New moon tonight. Ooh, that's not good. It actually keeps track of what the moon is like. If it's a new moon, then well, actually, I can't remember exactly what happens. I think there's something it does. Hang on. Let me just look this up quick. This is a great opening, isn't it? Well, in the meantime, let's take a look at our inventory. We can check out eye. This is fairly standard for a knight. You start out with a sword, a lance, ring mail, helmet, shield, gloves, and some apples and carrots. Really, the only thing that differs for a knight, I believe, is how many apples and how many carrots you start with. Now, basically, the long sword is going to be our main weapon. The lance is good for attacking enemies that are a bit of a distance from you, ones you don't want to melee. Alright, so let's get out of there. Now, this little @ symbol you'll see, that's me. That's the knight. And the little U, that is our horse. Most classes start with a little dog or a kitten. Knights are the only ones that start with a horse. Okay. So, alright, okay, now that I've looked it up, the new moon means that it basically makes you worse against cockatrices. They've got a higher chance of turning you into stone. We probably won't encounter them for a while, so never mind that. Alright, so let's look around the dungeon. Now, to move around, you use a numerical pad on your keyboard. So, for example, to move to the left, you press 4. And I realized I totally forgot to pick that up, so we use the comma to pick it up. Now let's take a bit of a look around. So again, it's all the numerical pad. 8 moves you up, 6 moves you to the right, 7 moves you to the upper left, and so on. You might notice that the horse is going to be following us around a bit. Now here's something useful. If you ever don't know what something is, use the question mark key, hit D, yes. And then move it over to what you want. You press the period button once you've chosen it, and it'll tell you what it is. In this case, a unicorn or a horse, a tame saddled pony. We don't need more info. When you get more info, you get stuff like this. That's generally not particularly useful, but sometimes is. Alright, press escape to get out of there. Now we want to be careful because you can just die pretty easily in this game. Alright, let's see. So you don't want to be moving too fast, especially because if you encounter floating eyes, which can basically, if you attack them and you don't kill them right away, if you do it like when you're next to them, that'll basically freeze you for a very lengthy period of time in which any enemy can kill you. Now this is a chest. Press L to try to loot it. It's locked, typical. We don't really have any keys to get it open, so what we're going to do is try to kick it open. Press K for kick, naturally. You hear a muffled chatter means that you broke something that was in it, but you can still get something out of it. Alright. Press A for all types to see them. These look good. Gray stones. Gray stones can be flint stones, which aren't that great. Touchstones, which can help you identify gems under certain circumstances. Luck stones, which are really good because they keep your luck from going back down to 0 if you got it positive. But they can also be lodestones, which basically are really heavy and become cursed, and you can't drop them. Normally, you figure out whether it's a lodestone by just trying to kick it, and if you can't kick it, then it's a lodestone. But there's no way to know if it's a lodestone because it's in this chest. Ugh. I can't take this risk. I am not going to be getting the lodestone. Okay, whoops. Yeah, I hit enter second time, which is why it said unknown command. Alright, so these plus signs, that's a door. So we can try to open it with O, and it opens! So basically what we need to be doing, this one's locked. If we had a key or something, we could unlock it, but here we just kick it open. Alright, this here is a fountain. Those are going to be more useful later when we try to dip for Excalibur. Now this is a dark room, so we can only really see things next to us in here. Alright, so this room is not dark, and it's fine. Alright, here's our first enemy. Now to show you what I was talking about the lance, here's how you do it. You press A to apply, and then press B, which is what the lance is currently set to. Now you just use a numerical pad to choose what you want. Press period on it. Voila! That lets you attack things from a distance, which is very useful. Alright, now we're going to press W for wield and put the sword back as our regular weapon. Orcish helm, that's not better than what we're currently wearing, I don't think, so never mind that. Alright, so what we're really doing right now is searching around for the stairs so that we can get down to the level beneath us. You might notice in the lower left-hand corner it says D level 1, that's our current dungeon level. And there's a monster behind that boulder, that's the thing, that's the sort of O that we're pushing around, so we can't move it because the monster is in the way. So let's see if we can, here's a jackal. What we're going to do is actually let the pony kill the jackal, because that will give it some experience. We don't really get that much experience from those, so it's better to give it to the pony. And there's nothing there now. I bet it was the jackal that did that. Now you can ride the saddled pony, but it can actually hit you for a decent amount of damage if you try and fail, so we don't want to do that until we're at level 2 at least and have gained some health. Alright, let's see. Okay, here's something that we missed, or not. Alright, now if you press S, that's a search. That'll help you find hidden passages or doorways sometimes if you can't find any. This looks like it might be a good place for one, so we're going to press S a few times. And I have found nothing, so never mind. Let's see. Open. Okay, here's a something we haven't explored. Maybe this leads it there. Here we go. And we got a scroll. We don't know what the scroll is, so we don't want to be using it yet, because scrolls can sometimes do bad stuff to you. You don't want to be reading them unless you know what they are. Speaking of which, pulling up the inventory, that spell book, you can read those to learn spells. However, your chances of being able to do it depend on your intelligence and level, and our intelligence and level aren't very high right now, so I don't want to take the chance, especially because if you fail to learn it, it can do things like freeze you in place or take away gold. So we're just going to be holding on to it. Knights tend not to really be a spellcaster until later in the game, so I'm going to be holding on. So we probably won't really be using it for much other than possibly selling it. Ooh, you trigger a trap. Oh, well that smoldered my wooden shield, that trap. That can happen sometimes when you open these things. And there's nothing in there, so that was a waste. Okay. I'm listening to some music while I'm doing this. Probably won't be including any in the video though, because, well, 1, copyright, and 2, I'm a little embarrassed to let people know some of the music I listen to. This song is fine though. This is Istanbul, not Constantinople. That's a fun song. Ooh, okay, our health has dropped down to 8, so we gotta be careful. Oh, by the way, you might notice that our our maximum health, that's a number in the parentheses on the bottom next to the HP, has gone down. That's because the fire traps can do that if you don't have flame resistance. Okay, I'm going to let this pony kill the rat. Press enter to get through these messages. Aren't you, pony? Go and kill it. I'm just going to close it. Okay, that's not working. Well, we can probably melee it. I just wanted to let the pony do it. By the way, this is probably a good time to explain all the meanings of all the things on the bottom of the screen. The part where it says Lord Seth the Gallant, that is, well, your name followed by your title, which depends on your class and your level. To the right of that, you see strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Those are basically stats, and they affect several different things. We'll deal with them as they come up. Next to that it says lawful, that's your alignment. The choices are lawful, chaotic, and neutral. Knights are always lawful. The number after that is the, wow, I feel really stupid, but I can't remember what that is offhand. But, anyway, so we already covered dungeon levels, and to the right of that is the, gold, the number of gold we have. The health, the first one is our current health, the parentheses is our maximum health. Power, that is what you use to cast spells with. AC, armor class, the lower it is, the better. It means you take less damage when enemies hit you, and also enemies have a lower chance of hitting you. Here's the stairs, let's go down quick before going back up. It's good to always go down them if you find it, because that way, if you fall down a pit, you'll know where the staircase up is. Next to that, anyway, then there's experience level. First one is your level. The second is the number of experience points you have. And then to the right of that is the number of turns that have gone through in the game. Okay, grid bugs. These are like the wimpiest enemies in the game, so I'm totally going to let the pony kill them. Because I'm not, it's going to get more out of the experience than I will. What's this again? Is that, oh yeah, that's lichen. I really need to look this up sometime. So the horse will kill it, and the horse will eat it. I know it's a pony, but I'm just kind of going to call it horse. Okay, so kill that. I'm going to let this kill it. I know I'm letting it kill everything, but I really would like to get it to level up, because when it becomes a horse, its speed goes up, which is very nice. Yeah, they turn into horses and war horses. By the way, if you're wondering how I'm making basically the things move without doing anything, I just press S for search. For example, look at that lower right hand corner, the time, the 513, I'll press S. Wham! It went past. S again. Again. You can also do this by pressing the period, which makes you wait, but I prefer S because sometimes you'll actually find things when you're searching. Okay, let's see. Now it says you find someone counting money. I can't... Oh, wait a minute. What was that a level teleporter? No, that's just a regular teleportation. That teleported the horse to somewhere else in this level. Anyway, that one about counting money, that means either there's a vault on this level or a shop. I can't remember which one. Vaults are basically these, see all those big blank spaces? I mean, somewhere there is a sort of 2x2 vault of gold. Exactly what... And to get there, normally you have to teleport. Since we can't really do that yet, that's kind of a moot point. Or it could mean there's a shop. I can't remember which one it is offhand. Let me just double check. Okay. Just making sure this isn't a shop, because sometimes they'll be locked, and there'll be a sign here where I am that says closed for inventory. In that case, you don't want to kick it open because they'll get angry at you and attack you. You want to unlock it, but it's not a shop, so it should be okay. Kick it open. Kicking. Alright, let's see. The orc, let's kill that. Oh yeah, those the colons, those are lizards. New corpses are good to eat because they can sometimes increase your power. Now let's chat with the horse. What you do to do that is you use the numbers sign, on the 3 button, and then type in chat, and then you just point, then you just try to go in that direction, and there it is. It wickers. That's good. That means it's not hungry. You want to be checking to make sure it isn't hungry. The regular pets are carnivorous, which means they will eat corpses, but horses obviously are herbivores. So outside of the ones that like the lichens, I am never going to remember that pronunciation. They won't be eating them. So you need to feed them all the fruits you have. That's why knights start with them. Alright, I think we've explored everything on this level. Let's go down to the next. Now here's something that's important to know. You see how this door was opened? That means from here, I'm going to press the 7 key. I can't move there. I have to do it from here. But if you get rid of the door entirely by closing it, and then kicking it open, voila! And now you can do it like that. That's very useful because it makes it easier for your pets to follow you that way. Now I'm hungry. If we check the inventory, we just see that we have the apples and carrots. I want to save those for the horse if possible, so we're going to be ignoring the hunger for now. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look. Still searching around. A coyote. Yeah. Alright, we're at level 2. Awesome, and we're only at 16 health. So, well, no riding the horse yet. Darn that fire trap. One thing you might be wondering is at what point you should be riding it. Well, even if you're, I think the best is to wait until you're at 20 health, because even though you'd be safer with a lower health, 20 means that you'll have extra, here's a scroll. You'll have extra health so that if you fall off and take a bunch of damage, you won't be immediately screwed by any enemies you find. Now this underscore, this is an altar. By the way, what I'm doing here, I'm using the colon key that lets you look at what is currently on the square you're at. Alright, altars are great because you can use them to identify whether things are blessed, cursed, or uncursed. So we'll just, now if you press D, it'll let you drop one thing. Press escape to exit that out. But if you do capital D, it'll let you drop multiple things. So let's press A to look at all items. Actually, that's not what we want to do at all, sorry. We'll go to X to choose all the things we don't know if they're blessed, cursed, or uncursed. You press period to instantly select all of these, by the way. So let's drop them all. And I'll just press escape to skip through all of these because it automatically tells you whether they're cursed or not. Because basically the message it gives you, whether it says there's an amber flash, a black flash, or whatever, that will let you know. So it'll tell you right now. So we know one of them is blessed, the rest are not cursed, and I just realized I totally... One sec. What happened just then was that it crumbled to dust or something like that. If that happens with a scroll, you know it's a scare monster scroll. Now, when you get rid of a scroll and it doesn't automatically identify it for you, for example, if something reads a scroll teleportation, you'll know it's a scroll teleportation. It'll give you the opportunity to name it. So that's what we're going to do. That way, if we ever see this again, we'll know it's a scare monster. It's much easier than remembering all the scrolls saying Ver, Yed, Hooray are scare monsters. Yeah, so press escape to get through all that. Now, I totally forgot to identify this wand. Okay, now that we're weak, we can pray. Again, you open this up and press pray. If you're at weak or lower, you can pray and well, you'll be back to normal nutrition. Do we want to pray? Yes. as long as your deity isn't annoyed at you, which can happen if you pray too frequently. After you pray, you want there to be a good margin, because they don't want you to be praying too frequently to them, because, I don't know, maybe they're busy with office work or something. Anyway, so if you're just regular hungry, don't pray, because it won't get fixed. You have to be weak or lower. Now, identifying that wand, which I totally forgot to do. We don't know what this is, but there is a way to test for a lot of wands. Here's what you do. First, engrave something. So that's for Shift E. What you want to write with. First, we use the hyphen to do it with fingers. And let's just write in Elbereth. By the way, if you engrave that on a square, that'll make monsters leave you alone. Now, we engrave, by the way, just so you know, if you press a question mark, that'll show the list of things you would normally engrave with. If you use the asterisk, that'll show a list of everything, even the ones you normally wouldn't. So, question mark. And now we choose M. Do we want to add to it? Yes. Alright, and it identified it just for you. Sometimes it'll immediately identify as soon as you engrave. Now we know it's a wand of create monster. So let's just write Elbereth. You want to engrave something before you engrave with the wand, because some wands will only give you an identification signal if there's already something on it. So we've got a Shrieker here. Let's kill that. Said, kill the Shrieker. Yeah, this is going to take a little while, it looks like. Well, we're level 3. Okay. A wand of create monster is actually nice, because at altars like this, you can sacrifice monster corpses. However, this, if you look, is an altar to Brigit, which is neutral. We're lawful, so it's less useful to us. But if we offer something there, it has a chance of converting it into a lawful altar, which we can get more usage out of. The most, one really useful thing for there is if you drop potions of water and pray, they will be turned into holy water, which is pretty useful. Let's see, a hobbit. Alright, let's kill this hobbit. Sorry, Mr. Hobbit. Sometimes these have, whoa, that's a lot of damage to us quickly. It's, sometimes they've got mithril coats, which are quite useful, actually. Okay, let's move out of the way. Yeah, that hobbit's a little stronger than I expected. Let's see. Just pondering what to do. You don't want to attack it and then suddenly die, because it hit you for a bunch of damage. Don't think it'll be able to kill us from 12, so let's attack. And then we missed it. And then the horse killed it, so that was nice. Yes, it has an elven mithril coat. No wonder we were missing it. These are super great for a few reasons. First, they've got a great armor class. All the armors can have a certain armor class, which will reduce your armor class, your own, the AC, by the amount it is. So, now what's great about mithril coats, dwarvish mithril coats are a little better because they give a slightly higher armor class, but these are almost as good, is two things. First, they're light compared to other armors, and two, they give you a lot of armor class, so that's very good. But first, we need to make sure it's not cursed. Now, we could go over to the altar and drop it, but there's an easier way. Well, I guess not necessarily easier, but if you don't have an altar, you can do this. You drop it, so I think it was R? Alright. Now move off of it and see if your pet will walk onto it. Pressing S. Come on, walk onto it, please. And now the pet's gone. Well, it hasn't gone on it. Now, pets won't walk on items that are cursed. Usually. If they do, it'll say they move only reluctantly. So let's pick that up and confirm it. By the way, you don't know if an item is uncursed or blessed, if this is the case, just if it's cursed or not. Cursed armor you don't want to put on because you can't take it off until you get it uncursed. So let's drop it. Aha, black flash, so we know that it is cursed. I'm pondering if it should be, if I want to wear it anyway, because like I said, those are great for your armor class. The bad news is that if it's cursed, usually it can actually adversely affect it. All equipment can have enchantments on it. If it's like a positive value, it'll decrease your armor class by that much. If it's a negative value, it'll not decrease it by that much. So, for example, I can't remember the offhand the amount of armor class these things give you. I think it's like 6. So if it's a -3, that means it'll only count as 3 armor class, which is not that great, especially if it's cursed. So I think we're going to leave it there for now. However, as long as we have this hobbit corpse... Oh wow, I don't want to be going around while I'm stressed, so never mind that. On the plus side, we're at 20 HP, so let's ride on that horse, which we slipped on. That didn't work. Alright, I'm gonna wait around for my health to go up. Your chance of successfully riding it is basically this. You take your experience level and add the tameness of the horse. Its tameness starts at 5, and there are some things to do to increase or decrease it. Normally increase it. If you feed it something, it'll be increased. So you take those, divide those by 20, and that's your chance of doing it successfully. Speaking of which, whoops, chat. Okay, it's still good, so we don't want to waste food on feeding it yet. By the way, you might notice it's been picking some things up. Pets do that. Alright, I think we're at 18. That should be safe for venturing around. Now let's try to ride it again. Alright, riding is great for several reasons. First, your speed becomes your mount speed. Ponies have a very high speed, certainly higher than your own, so you'll be moving around faster. For example, take a look at the turn, which currently says 1053. Let's walk around a little and you'll notice something. Notice how sometimes I'll move like right there and it won't increase? That's because normally your movement is with the same as a turn. You move, a turn is used up. But since your speed is now higher, sometimes you'll be able to move multiple times in one turn. That's why it's great to ride these things around. Another major advantage, and hang on, I gotta kick down this door. You can't do that while you're riding, because that'll kick it, which makes it move a little faster, but also decreases its tameness. Okay, let's try to ride it again. Alright, here's some gold, let's pick it up. Now, another great thing about riding is, now you can only carry so much weight, and that's decided by your strength plus your constitution. As long as you're riding, the amount of stuff you can carry is the absolute maximum. There is a max to how much you can carry, even if you have strength and constitution as high as they can go, but this basically makes it so that you can always carry that maximum. Yeah, that's a bear trap. Those just kind of keep you stuck for a little while until you walk out of it. Let's try searching. Alright, there's something. Many times if something seems to end in a dead end, there's really just something hidden that you can search for. Let's let the pony kill it. Like I said, now remember how I mentioned that your speed becomes your mount speed? This is what's great. When it becomes a horse, its speed goes up, which means that we'll be going around even faster. Alright, let's see. Yeah. Oh, it stepped into trap again. What kind of trap is that? I think that's a pit. A trap door. Oh, alright. That means it fell down one or more floors. Now you want to let your pony kill the easy stuff, because 1, it won't be killed if it does that, and 2, again, it lets it level up. Now this is a, let's see, that's a yellow mold. I think these things can hit you for some things if you do it in melee. I can't remember what. I'm sorry, it's just been so long since I've ever hit them in melee, because I know, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Or maybe that's a different kind of mold. Wow, I am not being very useful, am I? Here, hang on. Let me just give me a second. I'll look this up. Ah, yes, okay, it can stun you if you attack it, so that's why you do it from a distance. You also don't want to eat its corpse because it can give you hallucination. And it's poisonous. It has a chance of giving you poison resistance, though. Alright, I think we've explored everything there is around this level. Now I want to go to the downstairs, but I don't want to walk all the way there. So there's a great way to do it. You use the underscore. That's basically, you see the button just to the right of the 0. You press shift and press that button, and it'll ask you where you want to travel to. Now I can just move over this way and choose the stairs which I want to go to. But there's a faster way to choose a stair. All you have to do is press the symbol that it is. So this is a lesson sign. So you press the lesson sign, which is basically shift period. Wham! It brings you right there. Press period, and there you go. It's a fast way to travel. Okay, this is a question mark. Let's make sure. You want to do this because this is how you can tell what some things are. A floating eye. That's what I was talking about a little before. You don't want to attack these in melee because they will freeze you for a lot of turns. Luckily, we can just apply our lance. There we go. Those things are actually really great. Here's an egg. Sometimes these can hatch into useful monsters, because if you eat their corpse, you'll gain telepathy. Chest. Nope, gotta kick it open, it looks like. Nope, nothing. Let's take a... Whoops! Ride. There's a joke on that song Rudy in there somewhere. And oh boy, is that probably going to be a dated reference in a year or two. Plate mail, leather gloves, well, we've already got those. Horn, okay, that's useful. Horns can horns can just be regular horns, but sometimes they'll do some nice things for you. Let's see. That's not too useful, but let's grab these. You don't want to eat these unless you're an orc, because they'll make you sick. But they can be used to tame dogs and cats that are attacking you. So here's a scroll. Let's see. Alright. Let's try to apply this horn. Question mark. So, V. Improvise. Yes. What direction? Alright. Basically, I picked this location because those can reflect, but they have a limited range, those rays that you just saw. That makes this if we check the inventory, it'll automatically identify a fire horn. You can use these to shoot beams of fire at enemies. Now, like I said, they have a somewhat limited range, and they can reflect. That's why we put it to the right, because there's so many squares there. It won't reach the very end and reflect. Jungle boots. These could be useful. Let's see if they're cursed or not. Come on. Pressing S. Come on. Step on it. Please. Please. It's not stepping on it. This is totally cursed. What just happened there is sometimes, based on what you've been doing, your stats will increase or decrease. In this case, it increased, which is nice. You can basically, if you look online, you can find a full information about what can do those. There's several things. For example, fighting that it's called exercising your strength. Search. And if you've exercised it enough rather than abused it, there are some things that will abuse it, which basically after enough time, it'll sort of add up all the things you've done that exercise it and how many things that abuse it. And if it's like, and then it could possibly increase or decrease based on the sort of sum total of all that. Attack it. Well, dwarves are peaceful to us, to a knight usually, at least, but like I said, they usually have those mithril coats. Well, sometimes they do. Alright, let's try to attack it. Nope, just no mithril coat, but we got a dwarfish cloak and shoes. Let's see. Let's drop them and see if either of these can be worn. Alright, this looks good. Iron shoes are kind of heavy, but they do give you some armor class. You might notice it now says burdened. If you're carrying too many things, then that will make you burdened, which will make you move slower. That's not a good thing, but luckily we have a horse we can ride. So let's see, there's a horse, and it looks like that's cursed. Dwarvish cloaks don't give you armor class, but they are useful for a few things. First, like the inventory, they can protect your armor that's underneath it, in this case a ringmail, from getting damaged. Second, they give you what's called magic cancellation. Some armor gives you what's called magic cancellation. There are 3 levels of it. And the higher the level it is, the less likely you are to be affected by certain attacks. Oh, it's hungry. Oh, speaking of which, let's chat with it. Looks good. If you want to chat with it while you're riding it, let's just go through that again. You press chat, then you press the lesson key. You know, the down. And that's how you can tell. You just chat with it because it's below you. Oh, crud. Oh, dang, that was so stupid of me. Oh, man, I wasn't paying attention and I just walked right into that floating eye. I think there's a real chance I'm going to just die here. Okay, the Roth is attacking. Maybe. The good news is that the pony might be striking back. If it's attacking you while you're riding it, sometimes it'll hit the thing you're riding. In this case, a pony, which will make it strike back. Alright. Come on. I think we're dead. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're dead. Whoops, that sucked. Well, I guess we can just identify our possessions. Well, darn it. Okay, so that was cursed. Now we can see what they are. Man. Scroll book is create monster. Okay, some of these are nice. This just shows you some of the stuff we've got. I don't care about the creatures vanquished. Conduct. That's just some sort of voluntary challenges. Well, that sucked. Alright, let's play this again.